Wait, I want you guys to listen to, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know if this. I don't know. It's most likely true because this dude that proved this, he is a leaker, so he knows about pretty much everything that comes out. But if this isn't true, I'm gonna be super happy. But if this is true, I just want to say bye to Fortnite. Here we go.
What the 7 of us are attempting is very risky. I suspect they are not the only ones watching, but it must be done or we lose the bridge forever. I speculate that no one calculated the formation of the island, that interdimensional matter collisions would resolve rather than push. Now that I witnessed it firsthand, it's obvious that pinching alone made it inevitable. When I hear this again, will it help?
This is from the Visitor, by the way.
Will I be just as muted as the others? No matter. It seems the lengthy precautions worked. The theorem was a success. What the 7 of us are attempting is very risky. You arrived outside the loop at the exact moment of expansion. This effectively paused the singularity, giving us time to create the devices needed to synchronize the junction. What I didn't factor was that the only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself. Thus this hasty and primitive recording. And why now I find myself looped. Activate the beacon at precisely the moment this timer reaches nothing. The 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will be the end.
So, that was from the Visitor. I don't know how they got that, but the last words from that Visitor was
the 7 of us are attempting.
11th word, 146th word, 15th word, 60th word, 87th word, 14th word, 106th word, 2nd word, 150th word. I was not alone. Others were outside the loop. And that makes sense because if you really think about it, the scientists came shortly after, a couple seasons after the Visitor. And I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't freaking know. Is there any new numbers that I can see that I can try to show you guys? Here, let's see. Here, here's another one, right? That he just posted. I was not alone. Others were outside the loop. This was not calculated. Oh my! The moment is now invisible. Oh, what the IOTT. What that has to stand for something? IOTT. Those are the beginning of all those sentences. So this is what he says. If you watch my 7th last post of the Visitor recorded, each number corresponds to the word placement in the recording. Say for example, 2 means the, because the is the second word in the voice recording. And it shows like an image at Fatal Fields, the Kevin the Cube with the island, the orbs in the background with all the storm purple storm. and it says, this is one thing he posted. Start time 2019 10 13 T 18 06 0000 Z. Stream Fortnite. End time 2019 10 15 T 10 000000 Z. Title: The End. Should translation out false. No, it's false. You're pandered. The End. Slug. The End. Active date 2019-09 17 T 15 38 29 504 Z. Last modified 2019 10 13 T 16 36 35 187 Z. Locale ENUS 8F4468A6 EB50497F ABE8237996B26D40A, and claims that Fortnite.com code hints at the end lasting until Tuesday, October 15 at 16 Eastern Time. Eleven 146 1562. I was not alone. 87 14 106 2 150. Others were outside the loop. 69 146 1536. This was not calculated. 2 172 8 160 65. The moment is now inevitable. This doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to be like this. What exactly happened? Yeah, and whenever you see the end, before it does the exact turn off to the little dot, as you can see, it's like an old TV turned off. And if I realize it's like an old TV that turned off, if you really think about that, that's pretty much telling us that there's no, they're done, like they're not doing anything else. And they're really trying to tease us and make sure that we think that they're gonna be gone. If they don't do that, then this game's done. I think they did 10 seasons. They did 10 seasons. Unless they end up doing a chapter 2, I don't know what's gonna happen. And if you could see, whenever you saw the loading screen, that the scientist was one of the 7. And I don't know, this also could mean it's also gonna last long, because that's only 2 people, the visitor and the scientist. There's still 5 more people in that loop. And if you see another thing, he's getting ready to leave. It's almost like it's like making people so confused to the point they think it's gonna end, but they also don't. There's evidence that it is gonna end, but there's also evidence that it doesn't. It just doesn't make sense at all. It just doesn't. it says the end, but the thing is, in one of the loading, not in one of the loading screens that happened now, but in one of the things it shows the mech, the rocket, the battle bus, and no wait, there's 4 more people left. Because including the scientist, but there's also that chick that came in the item shop. Yeah, she didn't return. She didn't come with the scientist, but she also came with in the item shop. So that means she was there. That doesn't mean she was with the scientists, but that's how you know that she was right there with them. And I know you guys are commenting. Let me go check to my thing real quick. Hold on 1 second. This is kind of making sense, kind of not, you know? What happened? Wow. So basically all those 7 people are agreeing to the end. It could be, there's still 5 of the Visitor Brothers. Oh yeah. It could be, there's still 5 of the Visitor Brothers. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're brothers, but I know that there's a group of people, you know? I know for a fact there is a group of people. This is not is a group of people. But the one thing that we do know for now is, yeah, there is a black hole, but there's still 4 more people, basically. If they do include that girl that came in the item shop, that scientist, the girl, whatever version of the boy, if they do count him, there's 4 more people left in that sky with the mech. And I know for a mech, there's the rocket, the battle bus, because it took the battle bus with it, and the mech went in the sky. So did the visitor and the scientist. The scientist went today, but if you really think about it, they all going up into out of the. And if you know, you can't go to the main island where you spawn at, because there's like a thing that's blocking it. So that is the loop. It's the loop. It's making sense that it's the loop, but we don't know how they are disappearing and appearing out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense how they're doing this. But we do know that if the 0 point does happen, which it did, somehow, I feel like Fortnite is gonna come back. And I give up on Fortnite, because it feels if they do, then Fortnite's done with. But I also have a feeling that it's gonna come back, and there's gonna be chapter 2, because there is still 4 more people. If not including, if there is including the girl, there's 4 more people. If they're not, there's 5 more people to go. It's not the end, but it also could be. It's just I don't know. It's not making sense, but I know it will make sense soon. Just no, I don't know yet. But I know the visitor, he said if it is calculated correctly, it is correct that it is the end. But why would the scientists come back if they know it's the end when the visitor left? He said, because he left before yeah, I know, Matthew, but he left before the meteor even came. How did he calculate the meteor was gonna come? That's what doesn't make sense, right? But if you really think about it, if he knew it was gonna come to an end, why would the scientists come to the Earth, to our island? And he left right before the breaking point. If this really does make sense, they know that something's gonna happen if they keep leaving before it happens. If Fortnite doesn't come back, I just did this for no reason. But I know for a fact, I have all the evidence I need to disagree or agree. And I will stream if you guys. Matthew, if you want me to stream more, like not like talk about it while I'm playing Dead by Daylight, I'm more than welcome to. But I just stream this because I feel like I have the right evidence to tell you guys about this. And obviously I'm not gonna blow up, because obviously people are not gonna watch as much of this, but I'm gonna tell my Instagram, my aspect and all that, to watch this and see how they feel about this, because I feel like they need to know. I feel like everyone needs to know how this is. And I might be wrong, I might be right, who knows, but at least I know that there is some things that I have evidence that it will come to an end, and I have some evidence that it won't. But I do know that if the visitor is calculating that it is gonna come to an end, and he doesn't know that, and he doesn't know that. How did he know that there was gonna be a breaking point and that it was gonna come to an end? And if you really think about it, if he knew that, would he be the scientist? Is he lying about 7 people? And I really don't think he is, but that could be a possibility, because how would he know unless the scientist is telling him what's happening? He could being controlling the scientist. Yes, and the black hole already happened, but it's like, you know how the 0 point, it froze us, and it froze that little orb in time, that little area. It's like it froze us in the black hole, you know, because you know how it froze the time, so they froze us in the black hole. That could mean, I don't know if we're gonna come back in season 11, but I do know that if we are frozen in the black hole, I know for a fact we're gonna get out of the black hole somehow, some way. If Epic is teasing us, thinking that just to make us think that it's coming to an end, just to come back really freaking surprisingly, I know for a fact that we are frozen in the black hole. But I don't know what's gonna happen next, but at least I know that there's 4 or 5 more people that are up in that loop, including the mech. That's 6. So even though he's not part of that 7 group, he is up in there. And if he destroyed the monster, but why would robots start building the mech if the monster was in there? And how did the monster get in our loop? That's the question. How did the monster get in our loop in the first place? He could have went under the loop. But if you really think about it, if it were in a globe, how did he get to polar? And obviously they built the mech because they knew the monster was there, but the monster was traveling in and outside of the freaking loop. So he obviously knows how to get inside and outside of the loop. And if it's like Epic's giving us little teasers from backstories and this story now. And if they say it said it's not alone. It has, and if you see the recording, it says it has 7 other people. So if Visitor is telling the truth that they have 4 or 5 people, Scientist and Visitor are still alive, so they still have 7 other people. They can all come back and save this. They can stop it because they didn't get touched by the loop. They didn't get touched by even though the battle pass came, they can still travel on inside and the outside of the loop. If you really do think about it. Because if they can make rockets, and if you see the scientists, how did the scientists get in here, you know? And if you like, he just came out of nowhere, right? Just like the Visitor did. But he came with the meteor. And the Visitor came... Wait, I forgot how the Visitor came. But they both came in separate ways. But the scientist came out of the meteor. So that means... Because we reversed time. Because remember, the meteor was frozen. So that means somehow... Whenever the first time that we got the meteor, when we reversed time, he somehow got into the meteor and went down with it. Unless somehow something happened, he somehow got in that meteor and came over here. And he left right before it. So it's like they're speaking to each other, telling us like. It's like they're calculating before that everything happens. He left like 2 seconds before anything happened. They're calculating this somehow, but I know if they are talking to each other outside of the loop and inside of the loop to see what happens, I know they're gonna start sending out people more to see what happened. And I know after this, I know the scientists knew this was gonna happen. They all knew this was gonna happen. So I guarantee you, if Fortnite is still alive, they're gonna send more people down here to see what's going on. If after chapter 2 does happen, I don't know what's gonna happen, but all I know, they need to send people to get us out of this black hole. It's getting annoying, and I want to play this game. I spent thousands of dollars on this game. That's why the season X is called out of time. We didn't have much time. We supposed to go to the other island, but we were out of time. So the meteor was free from the visitor to break free from the rocket. And if you think about it, as soon as that scientist left, everything unfroze. Somehow, these 7 people have powers. They like calculate. It's like they froze it, and as soon as he went out of the side of the loop, everything unfroze. Everything happened. I mean, yeah, he saved us from the meteor, but the meteor still happened because of those rifts. And they say it was the end, but it's a blackout. It wasn't. They didn't say, because if you think about it, the orb was called 0 point, but we had a blackout. It wasn't at the 0 mark. I don't know. It's like, I want Fortnite to come back, but like it's making sense that like they're making. I feel like, cause I have more evidence now of them bringing back Fortnite than I do, a little bit more than I do. The visitor target was to free the meteor and destroy the orb, because it was, if you remember, the orb on vault items. So when it exploded, it hits us in the map. So we are in the galaxy and unvaulted. That's true. And if you think about it, the orb did that. So that could mean it could do stuff to us too. And yeah, it could be, it might be the end. But I know if those 7 people can freeze, go into the, like make the meteor hit the orb on purpose, I know they can save us. And I know, like, it's probably not gonna, I feel like they're not gonna do this while we're in the game. I feel like they're gonna do this like it's a trailer. Yes, we're unvaulted. We were like, so we're free now. We're not trapped in a loop, you know? But the only thing is, if they can do that, then we don't know what's gonna happen next. I mean, they froze a meteor to hit, and they forced it to hit the orb. And the orb trapped us. But no, actually, the orb didn't trap us, you know? Actually, it sucked us in, but we blacked out before we even went inside the meteor. Not the meteor, the orb. So are we really in the orb? They call it the blackout, but they also call it the end. Yeah, we do. We do need to know the 5 or the 4. But we can't. It's if we're trapped in the. They need to make it. If they really did bring this back and they wanted to prove that there was 5 or 4 more people, I feel like everything is gonna be burnt, and they're gonna take us to a new map. But all of them are gonna come up to us. Like we're gonna. They said that the blackout, right? So anything could have happened whenever the thing turned off. But listen, Matthew. Listen to this. We blacked out before we went in the orb. That means The orb could have done anything before it sucked us in. You know what I mean? So that could have anything. Remember, the meteor hit it before us. So if you really think about it, that could have dissolved everything. The meteor could have destroyed everything before we even went inside of the orb. We could be unconscious on the ground, everything's on burn, and there's all that 7 people could walk up to us and bring us to a different map. Anything could happen, but if you really think about it, mech had the power to do that. So if the mech came back, there could be a way that he can solve things. And I know it seems weird that I know that we didn't go inside the orb, because if you really think about it, no one went inside the orb. We all blacked out before the orb even happened. Like, watch, if you go to, no, we weren't late. We were not late. We blacked out. That's all we did. Here, look, if you look up live event, and you go to anyone, literally like anything, you just go to one that already happened, that's not already live, like chaos. They've already had it's 7 hours now. But if you go to it here, I'm gonna show you. Like, you guys can't really see, but I'm gonna already go to the thing where it happens. Hold on 1 second. I know I need to watch this event real quick again, just so I know exactly what everything that happened, just so I can tell you guys what I think about that. So yeah, that thing comes down from the rift. It does those little lasers. It's going straight for the freaking orb, and it launches straight down at it, and it makes us fly back, and then the meteor starts coming. The meteor starts coming, and if you watch closely, it doesn't start sucking in until the meteor hits it. The meteor hits it, then it starts sucking everything in. And the meteor hits it like that. Then it starts sucking everything in. So the orb is destroyed. The orb is gone. We're not in the orb, guys. We're in something else. But all we know is that it involves a black hole. And if you see about it, it's like a tornado. So that means the orb is destroyed. The orb is destroyed. Everything, if you guys really look, watch. We start turning into like a tiny person, but if you think it launched you so far back, imagine how long that would take for you to get in there, you know? It turned off before we even got anywhere close to that little spinning thing, either a tornado or something, whatever it was. It either turned off or we blacked out way before that even happened. Something happened before we even went in that. And I know it's not the orb because the meteor destroyed the orb. The meteor destroyed it. And I feel like even though it looks like it sucked us in, that could have stopped way sooner before we even went close to it. Let me go back to my stream to see what you said, if you said anything. Let me go back to my stream to see what you said. Yeah, millions of players, millions. I'm talking every single person that played this game and still played it. They all have that, and so that means every single person experienced that. Why would they do that to every single person, you know? And if you think about it, every single time they like lock the servers, someone always gets in before everyone else. They did it for everybody. That has to mean that can't be the end. That can't be. You know what I mean? Like, why would they do that to people, you know? Like, just, they would actually, I feel like they would actually tell you it's the end of Fortnite. Not just let you stare at a, I feel like Fortnite wouldn't even be available to even log in to your account, you know? It's allowing you to press start to go in the thing. It's not even, I feel like if you got rid of a game, you deleted Fortnite, it's the end of everything. You wouldn't even let them be able to get into the app. You know what I mean? And I've had that be done before. I've had that happen to a game before. It was the end of everything. And then I couldn't even get into the app. And no, we're not, Matthew. We're not going to be as the meteor did. The meteor's gone, so that means everything's unfrozen. Like, if you really, like, how can I describe this? Hold on 1 second. I need to text this on Instagram to everyone to see this and watch the stream from the beginning, because I feel like I'm making sense to everybody right now. I feel like I'm actually making sense. Okay, so anyways, it's 7 now, and nothing's happened. It's gonna be a day. I'm telling you guys right now. It's gonna be a day until this happens. But I know sooner or later, we're gonna get out of this. Why would they let millions of players stare at a black hole for hours? A day, Matthew. They wouldn't do that to miserable players. Just to think that their game is still playable. They didn't end this game. Matthew, I'm telling you right now, they didn't end this game. They didn't end this game. If they did, they are horrible people. Horrible people. If they let players, millions of players, stare at a black hole almost for a whole entire day, they are horrible people. This game didn't end, dude. I found it out. I solved it. This game didn't end. This game didn't end. I had a feeling they were gonna tease us. I had a feeling. Had a feeling. And as you can see, Fortnite hates getting hate. So if they ended the game letting people stare at a black hole for hours, imagine how much hate they're gonna get. Yes, that's what I told George. I said, every single chapter, there's gonna be 10 seasons. Cause why would they do this for our 10th season? It's chapter 2 now. Everyone's saying it's chapter 2. We're gonna do this until it's 20 now. It's already 10. It's gonna be 20 now. Then it's gonna be 30. Until they're done, and we know and we feel like we're done. Even though we're gonna keep spending money on this game, I don't care. That I just don't want them to end it now. Makes no sense for them in and out. They uploaded a new skin, a glow skin that had been out for 2 days, and they're gonna end the game. Makes sense, right? That would just be stupid, right? To make people spend money for no apparent reason. And they did this so they can get more time. Let's do this. I know for a fact they did. And they wanna, and you know, for PC players, it shows a little exit button on the side. They didn't end this game, Matthew. They didn't end it. Matthew, I solved it, bro. I freaking solved it. I solved it. I solved it. I freaking solved it, dude. I solved it. Yeah, they let OGs play 10 seasons. Spend all their money on the OG skins, including all those 10 seasons. And then just to scam them? Just to scam them? Why would they want to end a game that was so popular at the last minute? They're ahead of literally every single game. And that's their time. Their job was just to do 10 seasons, to beat every single game, and then just give up. That's stupid. Cause PUBG, yeah, they were one of the top games actually. Before Fortnite came in, they were one of the top games. Same thing as Rainbow Six Siege, and they still haven't gave up after they got beat by Fortnite. And they were on top. They were like way ahead of every other game. So why would they? And they didn't even end their game. Alex, who's Alex wins? Apex? No, but if you really think about it, Apex didn't win. And that's all Fortnite's goal was to do, is get money and to be at top of the game and then just quit. It's kind of stupid if you really think about it. If I got that much money for one single game just for uploading new updates and new skins, I would want this game to stay on there forever, you know? Until it finally got beat, you know? If you really why would you want a game that's ahead of everybody? You get millions of dollars from around the world, thousands of days. For every single day, you get millions of dollars. Just like a snap. New skin, millions of dollars instantly, because around the whole entire world, Fortnite's out for everything. PC, mobile, PS4, console, every console, PC. There's mobiles, like there's like Call of Duty can't even beat it, and just bring out mobile. Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Wait a minute, Matthew. You know the girl that came in the item shop? The girl had 7 faces and 2 styles. Only the visitor and the scientist came out. Those are 2 people. There's 7 faces. There's 7 people. There's 7 people. It all makes sense. Here, hold on. Let me look this up. How much, just to make sure, how much faces did the girl scientist have? Fortnite.
Scars are from the Clinton administration. The food they love.
Come on, hurry up. I'm not trying to have ad.
Right here.
See, the visitor will unlock this update to game stars. And if this print answer FaceTime.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to see the visitors' faces now. That's 5. It's 5 for the scientists. There's 5. That means that could mean there's 5 faces. There's 5 people. How much? So hold on. Visitor in Fortnite. When the visitor. Wait, there was recordings, remember? I'm gonna see all the 6 recordings for all you guys that are watching.
What the 7 of us are attempting is very risky. I suspect they are not the only ones watching, but it must be done or we lose the bridge forever.
And it all makes sense too.
That no one calculated the formation of the island, that interdimensional matter collisions would resolve rather than push. Now that I witnessed it firsthand, it's obvious that pinching alone made it inevitable. When I hear this again, will it help me remember? Or once looped, will I be just as muted as the others? No matter. It seems the lengthy...
The others. That could mean us, or that could mean the other 7, or the other 5.
A success. Us, you arrived outside the loop at the exact moment of expansion. This effectively paused the singularity, giving us time to create the devices needed to synchronize the junction.
What I didn't factor was the only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself. This hasty and predictable reward and recording, and right now I find myself looped. There's one at Gotham.
Activate the beacon at precisely the moment this timer reaches nothing. The 0 point must be contained once more.
That's all the 6 recordings which I showed you guys at the beginning of my stream. There's one more, hold on. Oh, this is it. Okay.
What the 7 of us are attempting is very risky. I suspect they are not the only ones watching, but it must be done or we lose the bridge forever. I speculate that no one calculated the formation of the island, that interdimensional matter collisions would resolve rather than push. Now that I witnessed it firsthand, it's obvious that pinching alone made it inevitable. When I hear this again, will it help me remember?
It's all the things at once. And hold on, let me look at.
Try the new natural
Stop! I'm just trying to
and Firehouse subs.
stop ad. But I need to see.
So let's go and pop. Quite a cool backbling. It's almost impossible to keep track of every single one, but here it is. This is the off-world rig, and this is an intergalactic original, which it says right there. So quite a cool backbling, and this one to me looks like some sort of phone. And now we have the brand new Star Surge backbling, which again is part of the Visitor set. This one hasn't had its name changed though. Has the Visitor had its name changed? Let's have a little look. Has it? No, it hasn't. So that is interesting. So are we going to get the other 5 versions of the Visitor in the item shop? Maybe. This is quite an interesting thing to know, because these aren't part of the Visitor set, but this is. So this is such a big change, guys. We're going to have to pop in game and break this down a little bit more. So let's go and pop into a replay. Haven't already, smash a like on today's video. Let's try and get open the story of the battling first, trying to guess.
I need to see how much
So
faces
first off, I want to talk about the pod. So the pod itself.
the Visitor has real quick. Hold up. All I want to know is
I'm a demonstrator. How do we?
What's your plans now? What's your plans now?
I don't know.
Proud of you.
Easy clap.
New item shop? Oh, the paradigm. Alright, what's your plans now?
I don't know.
Among the Legions, the new limited time paradigm outfit is out. What is this? What is the new shop?
one, 2, 5.
Oh, I want that.
What is the new shop?
Oh, I want that.
There's 5 faces. 5 faces for the visitor. But if you see, there's 2 styles for outfits for the scientist and the girl scientist or whatever. And if you see, here, hold on. The scientist and the girl scientist or whatever. And if you see, shoot. All right. Wait. So activate the beacon. So he wanted to launch the rocket. He was. No, hold on. You did so much. Oh my gosh. Maybe those 5 people died. What is the bridge? He said the bridge. Who are the others? We should be in the loop. He wanted us in the loop. Activate the beacon. So he wanted to launch the rocket. Remember, a rift beacon was always have a rift. He has 4, I think, or 5. I'm telling you, this is a big possibility. This is a big possibility. Hey Matthew, can you type in the chat real quick? Real fast. Just like say hi or something. I need to know that you're here. Is Matthew on? Matthew, you need to be on, fam. You need to be zone. This could be his dad. Yeah, it could be. Because he doesn't play Apex. Shoot, dude. Freaking shoot. People are still in lobbies. Waiting. Oh, Jaden's here. Shame. Well, I hope that makes sense to you guys about what I'm meaning.